oh, I'm going to get married in 2024. Marriage did not happen. In fact, there is no ship. There is no ship at all. Or even if there was a ship, the ship sunk. It's disappeared. The water has swallowed it. Hi loves, my name is Oma Ndamati and you are welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for gracing me with your presence once again. You are amazing. I'm so happy to be here because there is so much to talk about. It's a new year and I'm so excited about it. I hope you are too because we're going to have to start the year giddy and end giddy as well. By the grace of God, I start the year giddy. The year continues to be giddy and joyful and happiness and beautiful. And it will end the same way because God said so. And his promises have said so that I'll have peace and I'll have joy. So that is what I'm embracing this new year. I hope you're doing that too. And if you didn't know that, better grab that blessing now. Go to your Bible and claim your blessings. If you're new, thank you for coming here and gracing me with your presence and seeing this lovely face. But ensure that you keep seeing this lovely face, of course. Subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications so you'll be seeing weekly updates of my content and everything that I am about, basically. But if it's not your first time, you're a returning guy, girl, you're the real MVP. I love you. And thank you for, coming to show your support. It is amazing and I love you. You make me shy. Okay, so yeah, today's topic is titled God's plan versus my plan and trusting the process. God's plan versus my plan and trusting the process is a very self-explanatory topic already. I'm sure you know where I'm getting at, but there is more to this. Stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Don't go anywhere. Stay here, watch my video and listen. God is trying to tell you something. So yeah. There's a Bible verse that I really, really love. I know a lot of us know this Bible verse. It is from the book of Jeremiah 29, verse 11. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, for they are good and not of evil, but to give you an expected end." And there's another one that I so do love, Proverbs 3, verse 5. "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path." These two Bible verses are so profound. The second one is my mom's anthem every day. Oma, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and I have to complete the words, the rest. I've been hearing that since I was a child. And I feel like getting older, I've come to realize that I have to trust him. To Babaji, God's trust him. Nothing, no fit. See, guy, if you like make all the plans you want to make in this world, you have to trust God. And you have to trust in his own timing, his own process. Trust the process. Because he's the process. Feel me? So yeah, that is where I'm getting at. And these two Bible verses are profound and have helped me in the discourse of my life and how I'm trying to navigate obstacles, happiness, joys, and every other beautiful thing happening around me, and even all the bad ones too, because there was never a time where Jesus promised that only good things going to happen, especially if you find your way back to him or if you've always been with him. So there will be trials and tribulations. In John 16, verse 35, I'll be 33, yes. There will be trials and tribulations, but guess what? I have conquered the world. I have. As I've conquered the world, see, nothing where devil won't do. He can't hurt you, you can't do anything to you, and he's got your back. If you ever felt like life isn't moving exactly the way you planned, I don't even think that it's just one person that's experiencing this, or I'm the only one that experiences this. There's a lot of times you make plans. You already know how the outcome is going to be, but it never ever goes well. And then you're just at a point where you're like, this is how I envision this thing to be, but it's not turning out the way. Life is not it's just on a standstill. It's like you're moving forward and not. And you just feel stuck. One thing I want to promise you for free is that this video is for you. And I want you to stick around to find out and learn more. So by nature, I am speaking for myself, which I believe a chunk of people in the world are like that, are planners. Some people are not, but I am a planner. I love to um I always have a journal that, and I'm always planning something. I'm always telling myself, well, this is how I want to do this, and this is how I want to go about achieving those things. And half of the time, girl, it doesn't happen. Half the time. What am I even saying half? Most of the time, it doesn't happen. Because every time I make a plan, it's like God makes the plan better or brings a whole different thing entirely that I didn't even plan, I didn't even think about. It just happens. And I'm like, okay, I didn't expect this to happen. Basically, I had to come to a point where I had to surrender my plans to God. Like, I don't write the plan, no. I don't drop off your hand. Anything you want to run out, do it. Because if it is dangerous for you to make a plan, to make plans of your life, to write down goals, and just basically thinking that you could do it in your own strength and your own power, and not putting God in the mix. So for me, I just found myself getting really frustrated and tired and exhausted at all my plans, all my hopes and dreams, just like Papa would say. Oh, Izaki. All my hopes and dreams are shattered, you know. And there are times where a lot of people who are, oh, I want to get married, and they didn't get married in 2024. Oh, I'm going to be in a relationship. Those people that is to people that are the God when people, oh, I'm going to get married in 2024. Marriage did not happen. In fact, there is no ship. There is no ship at all. Or even there was a ship, the ship sunk. It's disappeared. The water swallowed it. So I always imagine how things will unfold, but they never just happen. So I'm now at a point where I am like, okay, now I know what to do and I know how to go about it better. So there are so many times that I've thought to myself, oh, no, this is it. I've come up with this grand plan, this grand, idea, and I know that it will make sense. Like if I put one and two together, I know get how it is to work out. But something unexpected happens, like I said before, and it will sweep me off my feet. And guy, I go knock head for ground. Like it will sweep me off my feet, that to the point where I feel completely lost. I'll use a story for example. And I know I said this the last time, but I'm able to say this easily right now and not be emotional about it, because it is I've come to accept it, and I've come to forgive myself and those that hurt me. However, I started the year in 2020. In fact, let's date back to 2023. I was working at a tech job, cloud support engineer, tech stuff, really, really tech stuff, supporting different types of people in the world, Microsoft. Boy, you know this whole cloud thing now, Azure and the rest. So yeah, I was literally doing all of that, and I was not feeling fulfilled and happy. And then I started praying and asking God to lead me the right direction, if I should stay here or if I should leave, because I wanted to try something on the creative side, because I've neglected that side of myself for so long, because I felt like in the creative space, money no today like that. And that is not true, because look around you, there are a lot of people who are doing creative stuff and are making real money. So I felt like if they can do it, I can do it. So why not? I started praying and speaking to God about it, and an opportunity came, and at a very big production company that a lot of us already know. Fortunately for me, I got the job in December, and I was saying kisses and goodbye to my colleagues in my other company. So, however, I then got the opportunity and resumed in January, and I was working and trying to do my best, trying to learn, trying to get myself back in the film game, trying to understand the nuances of producing, which I was, even if I feel like maybe I was it was too slow. They wanted me to be like chop chop, like, and it was not just happening in that way. So basically, I worked there for 9 months, and in September, I was laid off. And I'm not shy to say that I was laid off, because a lot of times you come to a point where we're like, who go beat me? I don't have to come here and give you guys cock and bull story. This is how it happened. I was laid off, and I was told that I was not proactive enough. And it didn't make sense to me, because I felt like I was working my ass off. Maybe it was not being recognized in the way that I hoped it was going to be recognized. And I don't blew my horn. I don't have to talk about anything. But then they said there are people who noticed that, a lot of things. So just a whole lot of mumbo jumbo, and it broke my heart. And I felt like people who I hoped and expected to stand up for me, they didn't do that. I caved into a point where I was so upset. I was so sad about everything. I cried so much, cried for days. I felt like, what, what, what? I was so confused. I was like, God, why put me here and then drag me out? Like, I was so heartbroken. I was so frustrated and sad. So there was just that outburst, and then my mom comforted me, my sister did, and then I left. But in the corners by myself, I cried a lot. I begged God, say, bro, like, wait till they stop for my life. Even considering the fact that where I was working before, I was, the possibility that our job working there was going to improve, our salaries are going to improve, like get better compared to, because every 6 months it's been increased. And I dumped that for that. And you told me to go. You told me to go, and I've gone, and the opportunity presented itself, and I left. Except I didn't hear, because I said questioning everything. Like, maybe I didn't hear properly from God. I shouldn't have gone. I should have just stayed and learned, put my head in the cloud support engineering thing and just be the best. But I questioned everything. I doubted myself. My self-esteem went from this to this. It was a lot. But however, I started finding myself back in God's word. As a matter of fact, because of that period, I kind of like abandoned everything church, and I just, I didn't say I was done. I just wanted a break. I just wanted to tap out and just be by myself, which I was, and I always by myself. Even when I told my friends, I said it so casually and I was laughing, but in my heart I knew it was paying me like mad, and that destabilized me so much that I was like, where am I going to get money to pay for my upkeep? How am I going to survive? Or how am I supposed to grow in the industry if, you know, I'm not working in the exact industry that I want to be in? Yeah. But notwithstanding, beautiful things happened during that time. I was able to shoot my short film. So I don't completely disregard or cancel that, oh, because I was laid off doesn't mean that good things didn't happen. Good things did happen, and I met amazing people. I met amazing students who love me, and I love them too. I met, colleagues who are amazing as well and are very good in their craft. However, just so you know, my short film is coming out soon. Turning Point. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, stay tuned. I'll be talking about that some more, and probably hopefully share it here, or maybe any festival where it comes up, I'll invite you to watch. So stay tuned. Anyway, all of that happened, and I questioned everything, and I was sad, and I felt like I was back to square one. All my planning. In fact, even the beginning of the year, I felt like if I saved to at least a whole year, I'll be able to start my business, my footwear business. I made all the plan. I had the business plan. I had like a pitch deck to pitch um to sponsors, but it just did not happen. It didn't happen that year, and I felt like when 2024 started, I felt like this is my year. Now this year where I go make am. Well, 2024 came and ended, and it did not happen. All my plans went from 100 to 0.0000. Nothing that I planned came through. Even the things that I said, I was going to do, I couldn't do it because I was so destabilized. Even the job didn't even allow me to do those things. So, yeah. And maybe another thing, I don't know the reason why it happened, but during the period when all of this was happening, while I was working, my relationship with God suffered. And maybe that's another reason why he was like, it's time for you to go and go to, like, have, maybe he wants to put me in a place that I do not expect. I really don't know, but I'm hoping for the best. So I'm at a point where I'm looking back at my life, I'm realizing that those closed doors were meant to be closed and for new doors to be open. That's exactly what happened. Those old doors had to get closed for new doors to be open for other opportunities. There are a lot of things I'm pursuing as a person, and there are a lot of interests, that not just interests, but things that I've been passionate about but have shied away from, like my acting dream. Something big happened last year at the end of the year in December, and I was like, wow, it came to me so easily, to the point I was like, wow, this is happening. Like, I'm on set as an actor. I'm just realizing how those closed doors have opened new opportunities for me. And I'm embracing these opportunities as they come and trying to sieve between which ones are from God, and because the devil also present opportunities to you, and sieve them and decipher which ones to go for, and literally just go for it and be the best version of myself. And also learn to like better myself, so that when the opportunity presents itself, I'm prepared. So I had to learn to not understand the process and still trust the process. Because the process is not, it's not glary. The plans that God has for you is not, he's not going to put it in your face. I'm learning to like completely be in that process where I'm trusting this life, trusting my adulthood, trusting my process, trusting everything. And you should, because I know that everybody, is easy for you to just see on Instagram where they're like, trust the process, and you're like, trust the process. Post it on my story, or I post it on my page. Yeah, but do you really trust the process? Are you really, really, really trusting the process? Are you really, really trusting God with your plans? Are you putting down your plans and saying, God, these are my plans, but let your will be done, because his will be done regardless of your plans. Get how the best prayer to pray is like, these are my plans, and pray to God that, okay, does it align with your plans? And hear from him. Basically, trusting the process is not easy, but here are a few steps that I take that helps me trust the process and trust God more. Number one is spending time in his word, understanding his word, seeking knowledge from the right source, because there are mixed things going around, and you could just hear the wrong things and get lost in the whole mess. But if properly hearing him and understanding him, he speaks in various ways. It's up to you to now understand in the way at which he communicates with you. So number one for me is spend time in prayer. It helps me like trust the process even if I do not understand it, and it keeps my faith steady. So number two is also I meditate on his words. Yeah, that's another thing. I meditate on his words, like Proverbs 3 verse 5 to 6, Jeremiah 29:11, John 16 verse 33. All of these things, his promises for me in Isaiah 55, in Joel 2, all of these things encompassed together. I'm always reminding myself that God has my back. So I'm good, I'm gushy. So I meditate, I spend time in prayer, spend time studying his word, and also meditating on his word as well. Kind of like affirming myself and tapping into the blessing, not just tapping, embracing the blessings that he has prepared for me, which you on your own have to figure out. Kind of like have to know, like decree and declare it upon your life. Yeah. So finally, I love to also journal my thoughts. Everybody knows me, I'm a journal person. I'll literally gift you a journal on your birthday. I'm that kind of person because I believe in journaling your thoughts, your ideas, and all of that. But in this case, in helping me trust the process, I journal my thoughts, and um, I write about how in the past God has been good to me, exceedingly amazing, good, beautiful, and how he has come through for me. And I put that down. It kind of reminds me that, bro, if he could do this for you, how much more now? He will definitely do it for you. Those are three things that I use to keep myself um, in tune and aligned with God's plan for my life, even if I do not know it, because he kind of shows us bits and pieces, and it's up to us to find out what do they mean, like understanding when he speaks to you. And even if you don't understand it, asking for clarification for him to make it clear to you. That's what I do. These are the three things that I do, and I hope that it helps you. Another thing I like to do, which I'll make it number four, is letting go of the need to be in control. I am I'm not a control freak, but I love to be in control of certain things. And I'm letting go of the need to be in control of things, because I'm actually not in control. What am I saying? I mean, I'm responsible for certain things that happen in my life, of how I react to things and all that. That is aside. But I'm letting go of the need to control. Instead of asking myself things like, why is it happening to me? I ask myself things like, what is this lesson? What is this teaching me? What is this experience teaching me? This bad thing happened. What is it teaching me? When I lost my job, I had to ask myself, what is this job that I lost now? What is it teaching me? How can I better myself? Where can I better myself? Sometimes you might not even be truthful to yourself. Ask the people that you work with. Ask your friends. What do you think about me? I should do better. There's a time I was speaking to a friend and she was like, "Oh, I want you to be more, accessible." Because sometimes I pick my phone and I just talk. I just send the message. The next 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. In fact, the whole day I'm not on my phone. I'm probably doing something else. I'm not replying to a lot of people's chats and calls. And to be more accessible, to be able to communicate better my feelings and my thought process to other people, not just writing. For me, that's like a mindset shift that changes everything for me, because it helps me focus on the positive aspect. Because instead of looming and feeling sad, oh, this is happening to my life is over, ugh, I'm tired, I don't want to do life anymore, adulthood is hooding, I'm an adult in the hood, life is lifing, I cannot do this anymore. I used to say that to myself a lot, but now I'm making the conscious effort to ask myself certain questions. It helps me to introspect, look inwardly and kind of think, what am I doing? And I should do better. So if you are feeling a certain way and you're like me, something drastic has happened in your life that has changed the trajectory of your life, and you're like wondering, what am I supposed to do in my life now? I want to tell you that God is still in your story. He's behind the scenes working. So if you're feeling stuck and unsure, you feel lost, and just like me, something tragic happened to you that has changed the trajectory of your life. Maybe you lost a loved one, you lost a job, or you got your heart broken and people messed with you, money was stolen from you, and you were sick, or you're sick. I don't know what the problem might be, but I want to tell you that God is working behind the scenes. And I know for a fact that He's preparing something very beautiful for you right in front. And you might not see it now. And when it starts unfolding, you'll be like, I see what you did. And I want you to always hold Jeremiah 29:11 in your heart. Remember, His plans are of good and not of evil, but to give you an expected end. And even if the journey feels difficult, even if it is so annoying and things are not just going your way, just know that He is leading you to something great, greater than you ever imagined, than you ever envisioned. Because we are supposed to live a purposeful life according to God's will. And that purpose is what you should be channeling all your plans and your attention to. And you have to now understand your purpose, the purpose for your life. Just know that that purpose is most likely going to be amazing, because it's an amazing God. So keep trusting and keep believing and don't lose faith. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode of, sharing my faith with you. And I hope this words encourage you. They encourage me, because while talking about it, I realized certain things. Like you can be talking and having conversations and you realize that, okay, I'm saying these things, but I'm also speaking to myself as well. I hope it encourages you and helps you keep your faith steady. You feel giddy up for God, because He's all you've got. Don't lose faith and keep trusting the process. Keep trusting God. Submit all your plans to God, though, and ask for His will to be done. Oh, don't go and be doing, I can do it by myself, oh, because He will leave you to do it by yourself. And when you now realize that, I can't do this by myself, oh, you come running back as you should. Period. Thank you for joining me on this conversation. I really want to know how you're learning to trust the process. I shared mine. I really hope you can share yours on the comment section. And also, please feel free to share, like, and subscribe. Please subscribe. It will be nice for you to subscribe if you're new. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for gracing me with your presence. Like I said earlier, you're amazing. You're all amazing, and God bless you, and have a fantastic, fantastic week ahead. Mwah. Bye.